First, let me introduce more about the accounting background in Malaysia. Right, in Malaysia, the Chartered Accountancy background, it is the Malaysia government of Malaysia to aspire to have 60,000 Chartered Accountants by year 2020. Right? As of today, we only have about 33,000 accountants. Right? This number is since Independence Day, since 1957. So more than 60 years, we have only achieved about 33,000 chartered accountants. But in 3 more years' time, we need to have almost double the figure, 60,000. Right? This number shows that there are lack of chartered accountants in Malaysia, and definitely there are a lot of demand and job opportunities for anyone that has the title CA or chartered accountant. Okay? And as an accountant, you can work in any sector, right? Basically, you can work in the government sector, or in the public practice, open your own firm, or in any private commerce industries, right? Doesn't mean as an accountant, you can only work in banks or the big 5 or big 4 companies, consulting firms. You can also work in oil and gas industry, you can work in airline industry, you can work in a hospital, because any industry will definitely need chartered accountants to run their finances, to audit their company, to ensure that they are in good processes and business terms. So basically, you can work in any sector that you prefer, not necessarily just only in the specific accounting, consulting firms or banks, right? These are some of the job prospects as a chartered accountant. Not necessarily you have to be an accountant. You can also be a CEO, CFO, or auditor general, business owner, entrepreneur. You can be a tax consultant, internal auditor, financial planner, even a lecturer in a university, academician, forensic accountant, and many other job prospects. These are not limited to the list as shown in the screen. It has many other job prospects as well, right? So the accounting profession has evolved in a way that it's not like my parents' days or my grandparents' days, whereby an accountant can only open their own firm and do only accounting or number crunching jobs. As an accountant, you can be any of these job roles in the future, as long as you work hard and you have a various number of years of experience in different industries. You can definitely hold one of these important positions in the company in the future, right? Right, and if you go online to just say a job recruitment portal like JobStreet, you can find a lot of companies nowadays, they do not only look at a degree, right? Most of them even put down that they would like graduates to have a related professional qualification, such as ACCA, right? Think about it, if you throw a stone and hit anyone out there, most likely you'll hit a degree graduate. So what makes you so different from the other degree graduates? It's a very competitive world. Everyone has a degree. Some even have masters or PhD. So to be competitive and to be relevant in the industry, to have a professional qualification such as ACCA will definitely benefit you when you apply for any jobs. They will definitely look at this qualification as one of the requirements to go into the job, right? So this is some of the screenshots of certain jobs in JobStreet that requires professional qualification, right, besides your degree, such as ACCA. And another reason why you should take up accountancy as your career in the future is because accountants are among the top money earners in Malaysia. Right, so this is a Robert Walters Global Salary Survey in year 2016. As you can see, there are a lot of financial accounting roles that can earn a lot of money, from the CFO to finance jobs like finance director, financial controller. As a CFO, you can earn easily up to 540,000 ringgit a year salary alone, right? But I'm not saying that once you graduate with an ACCA qualification, you can be a CFO, right? Unless, of course, your family owns the business. If you want to be a CFO, you need numbers of years of experience, and you need people to recognize you in the industry that you are capable to hold such a position. So let's look at something more relevant to fresh graduates like yourself. As an accountant, as you can see in the second last row in the chart, you can already earn 60 to 108,000 salary alone. That's an average about 5 to 8,000, 9,000 a month. Okay? So from there, you gain your experience, you can climb up the corporate ladder, and the more experience you are in different industries, in different job roles, the higher you can climb. And that is just your starting salary amount. If I'm not mistaken, the highest paid job salary is a pilot in Malaysia, right? If you want to earn the highest amount of salary, you can be a pilot. But the second highest is next to a pilot, which is accounting, or as an accountant, right? So this is based on an independent global salary survey. You can go online to check the different job roles and the different pay scale for the different industries and jobs. Right, anyone have any questions so far? Anyone have any questions? No? Right. So when you go out there to look for a job, these are some of the expectations from employers that we talk to. Right? ACCA has a diverse network of employers, and most of them stated that they would like the graduate not only to have professional qualifications such as ACCA, they demand more than that. They of course need you to be more broad skills, not limited to finance and business only. And if possible, you need to have strong written and spoken communication skills, right? You need to be good in your written and spoken communication skills, especially English. And of course, other soft skills such as management, problem solving abilities, technology savvy. You need to know the different technological devices, platforms, operating systems that can help you in your career, that will also be appreciated by the employer. So you need to have market relevant knowledge, practical market relevant knowledge, not just in business and finance. If you have been reading newspapers or financial magazines, it will definitely help you a lot in answering questions during the interview. Right? As a graduate, you should know what is going around in the industry, what is happening, what is the most current trends, and companies are looking at that particular knowledge of yours, of continuously updating yourself and having market relevant knowledge. Okay? So how do you become an accountant in Malaysia? These are the different pathways to be a chartered accountant. As you know, chartered accountant is a profession governed by the Accountants Act, and you need to be an MIA member to be a chartered accountant. MIA stands for Malaysian Institute of Accountants. Okay, so anyone who wants to be a chartered accountant, to have the license to be called a chartered accountant in Malaysia, needs to be registered as an MIA member. And to be an MIA member, you can have a local accounting degree in accounting, or a degree that is recognized by MIA to register yourself as a accountant or a chartered accountant. Or you can also have professional qualifications such as ACCA. They also recognize ACCA as one of the pathways or qualification to be a chartered accountant. Or any other qualifying examinations, Malaysian qualifying examinations, that is recognized by MIA to register yourself as a chartered accountant, right? Or any foreign accounting degree, which is also recognized by MIA. So, just the degree itself, or the qualification itself, it's not enough to be called a chartered accountant. You still need to have 3 to 5 working years experience in a relevant job role and industry before you can be a full MIA or ACCA member. So once you pass, let's say, your ACCA exams, you still need 3 working years in the relevant job roles, and your supervisor, your company need to sign that 3 years experience logbook that you have to complete certain learning objectives that is recognized by ACCA and MIA before you can register as a full member of MIA or to be a chartered accountant. Okay? Right. When we talk about ACCA, it's all about relevance, recognition, global presence, and size. Right? I'll go into each point one by one with the following slides. Why is ACCA relevant? It's because, of course, ACCA is a set of exams that you need to go through to get the qualification. And the exams is very focused on the different areas in businesses. It's not just only taxation, audit, or finance. It can cover a lot of different modules in the business, which I'll share later on a different business processes, different modules, business curriculum. And it also covers professional ethics, governance, and risk. Right? As an accountant, you should know what is ethical and how to be a professional accountant. You also need to fulfill the practical work experience, 3 years, as I've mentioned just now, before you can be a chartered accountant. And as a membership body, there is continuous development. Means as a chartered accountant, your learning doesn't stop after getting the qualification or after having 3 years of working experience. Every single year as a chartered accountant, you need to go through continuous development by attending seminars, conferences that is recognized by ACCA or MIA to earn certain credit hours for your continuous learning development, to be very informed of what is currently happening in the accounting world, in the different industries, and to upskill yourself with skills and knowledge that is market relevant ready. So you need to fulfill that continuous learning every single year before you can renew your license to practice as a chartered accountant, right? So learning doesn't stop as an accountant. And these are all the different modules, as I've been mentioned, that ACCA examinations will be touching base on, from corporate reporting to leadership management to strategy and innovation, financial management, sustainable management accounting. As you can see, it's not just taxation, audit, or financial modules. You will also need to know management, strategy and innovation, risk and control, stakeholder management. All these are the different areas that ACCA examination and modules cover. So if you think ACCA is easy, it's of course definitely not easy, but it's very comprehensive and complete in the sense that you learn the different business areas and you are well prepared to take on any job role in an organization with this qualification, right? So how do you become an ACCA member? There are 3 different requirements. I've mentioned briefly 2 requirements. Firstly is of course the examinations. There are 14 papers in ACCA, okay, ACCA examinations. But as an accounting degree student from UTAR, you are already given 9 paper exemptions, okay? You don't need to do all 14 papers. All you need to do is 5 more professional level papers, and then you have completed the examination requirement. The next requirement would be the ethics module that you can complete online, okay? It's just a module that you go online to our website to complete, to know what is right and wrong as an accountant in different situations. And there's also the 3 years working experience to fulfill a number of learning objectives, yeah, that are stated in our website. You need to fulfill certain learning objectives based on the working experience that is signed off or recorded by your supervisor in your company that you're working for, and submitted to ACCA for evaluation in a periodical basis. So once you have fulfilled all these 3 requirements, you are a ACCA member, and you can also register as an MIA member to be a chartered accountant in Malaysia. Right, this is the current ACCA syllabus. The fundamental level is the 9 papers, F1 to F9, that you are already given an exemption. You don't need to take these papers if you're an accounting student. What you need to do is 3 more essential papers, P1 to P3, and any 2 from the 4 P4 to P7 papers, total of 5 papers to complete, to pass the ACCA examination requirement, right? So, as an accounting student, year 3 and year 4 students, you are already given the opportunity to attempt any of these professional level papers if you think you are ready. Okay, there are a lot of students that graduate with a degree and ACCA qualification at the same time because they attempt and pass professional level papers during their studies in year 3 and year 4 of their accounting degree. Right, so it depends on you, how you manage your time. If you want to achieve that, it is possible to graduate at the same time with a degree and a ACCA qualification. But a lot of our students also take only maybe P1 to P3 during their degree, and the remaining 2 papers they do it after they graduate, right? It's perfectly fine, it's up to you how you manage your time. But this is the options available to you, right? Another note that you need to take note of if you're interested to take up ACCA professional exams. Next year onwards, September 2018 onwards, examinations from then will change. The P1 and P3 will no longer be called professional accountant or business analyst. These 2 papers will be removed and be replaced with only 1 paper. I think it's called Strategic Business Leadership. Right, it's a case study format based paper whereby you'll be given like 15 to 20 over pages of long of information of a case study whereby you need to write an analytical report, problem-solving report based on that case study. Right, so you will no longer have P1 and P3 professional exams September 2018 onwards. It will be replaced with the new module called Strategic Business Leadership. And anyone or any students that has not passed P1 and P3 before September 2018, they will be required to take the new module. Right, so if you plan to take ACCA exams, make sure you pass P1 and P3 before September 2018. If you only pass 1 or you didn't pass any of them, you will be required to take up the new module instead of P1 and P3. Right? Any other questions? Anyone have any questions so far? Clear? Yes? Right, so a lot of students ask why should we take up ACCA and not other professional qualifications, right? As you know, there are a lot of other professional qualifications out there. ACCA is one of them. And this is one of our major strengths. To be an ACCA member means you will have a large network of employers that will be connected to you, that will be offering you opportunities for jobs or internships. And we have more than 7,000 approved employers worldwide, right? Not just only in Malaysia, but in the whole wide world. We have more than 7,000 employers that work with ACCA, that recognizes ACCA's qualification, and that provides opportunities of jobs for our graduates. So our market recognition and employability rate is very high around the world. These are some of the examples of companies or organizations in Malaysia that works with ACCA and recognizes our qualification and also do provide jobs for our graduates. From the big banks like Maybank to CIMB to RHB to Public Bank, there's also the big 5, EY, Deloitte, KPMG, PwC, Video, the big consulting firms that works with us. Oil and gas companies, Petronas, Shell, big conglomerates like DRB Highcom, Paramount, telecommunications like TM, Maxis, they also work with ACCA to provide opportunities for our graduates. So as you can see, as an ACCA graduate or as a chartered accountant, you can work in any of these industries, right? Not necessarily just the big five or banks. You can work in oil and gas, airlines, even AirAsia is working with ACCA. Proton Holdings, right? So on and so forth. These are some of the examples of organizations. And international mobility. Some of you might not want to stay just in Malaysia. Maybe you have plans to go to other countries to work in the future. So, ACCA is a recognized global qualification, whereby we are recognized in more than 181 countries in the world. Can anyone tell me how many countries are there in the world? How many countries are there in the world? Anyone knows the answer? No one. Never mind, you can just go to Google later, ask Google, they will tell you the answer. But 181 is more than 90% of the countries that is in the world, right? So wherever you go, UK, Australia, Singapore, China, India, you can definitely find employers readily providing jobs for ACCA graduates. And we also have 92 offices and centers around the world. Why is this important for you to know is because remember when I said chartered accountants, they need to have continuous professional development. So whichever country you go to, we have a lot of offices in those countries, Malaysia being one of the offices that supports its members and students in providing a platform for them to network with different members, job opportunities, and continuous professional development courses for them to continue to be supported in that way that they are not, they do not stop learning as an accountant. They will definitely be supported by our office to go through the seminars, conferences relevant for their learning needs. Okay? And globally, we have 188,000 members, all right, around the world, and 480,000 students that are taking the exams or plan to take the exams. So from these numbers, as you can see, we are one of the largest association professional qualification, and whichever company you go to, most likely you will meet with an ACCA member. Right? How does that help you is, for example, you go to a company and you meet another UTAR graduate. Right? Of course, you will have a lot of common topics to talk together, and if that person is willing to help you in that career or in that company, you definitely give a great boost in your career. Right? So, going anywhere in the world or any companies, you will definitely meet with ACCA members or alumni in different positions that will definitely help you in your career. So this is one of the advantages of being an ACCA member. You are given a large network of members and employers that you can build your career with. And this is a short survey of ACCA members around the world. There are 78% of ACCA members that gain a pay rise during their career. 80% receive a bonus, 68% of them have worked in more than one sector or industry. Right? 67% of our ACCA members plan to start their own business or have a business along with a career. And in Malaysia itself, we have 51% of our members working in the corporate sector, 41% in the public practice, 3% in the public sector, 5% in various other sectors. Right? So this is the short survey of where the ACCA members in Malaysia work with. These are some of the role models in Malaysia. As you can see, Datuk Alexandra Chin was in the video just now. She was the first Malaysian and also first Asian woman to hold the title of President for global associations such as ACCA. Right? So it has been a very proud moment whereby she has made Malaysia proud by being the first Malaysian to have such a honor to hold such an important position of a global organization. Of course, to be recognized and to hold such an important position, she will need to have various recognitions and also achievements in her career before she can be nominated and considered to be the president of a global organization such as ACCA. Right, another prominent figure and ACCA member is Senator Dato Sri Abdul Wahid Omar, FCCA. Some of you may not know him, but he is the former CEO of Maybank. And why was Maybank so successful in Malaysia? It was all thanks to Dato Sri Abdul Wahid Omar. Currently, he is no longer with Maybank, and he was also the former minister in the Prime Minister's government. Now he's with another company, I'm not sure where, but I have the information later in the slides. Khazanah National Managing Director Tan Sri Dato Azman Haji Mokhtar is also an ACCA member. Dato Wan Slama Wan Sulaiman is the former Accountant General of Malaysia, also an ACCA member. Alright, a lot of you may know him as Tony Fernandez, the founder and also Group CEO of AirAsia, Now Everyone Can Fly. He's also a proud member of ACCA. DRB Highcom CFO, I think currently now the CEO of Proton Holdings, Dato Ahmad Fuad Kanani is also an ACCA member. Chef Wan, have anyone of you watched Chef Wan's cooking show on the TV? Do you all know who is Chef Wan? No? Right, for those of you who doesn't know, he's a very popular chef, celebrity chef that do a lot of cooking shows on TV, and also is recognized to have participated in different cooking competitions around the world. So, why is his picture here? Right, he's not an ACCA member. So the point here is, why is his picture here is because Chef Wan started off like all of you. He was an accounting graduate, right? Before he became popular or started his career in the cooking industry, he was an accounting graduate, worked in banks and finance companies for 10 to 15 years before he started a career as a chef, right? And he learned his first cooking lessons was from his mother at home. He learned his cooking foundation from his mom. So my point here is, no matter where you start as an accounting graduate or vice versa, you can be successful as Chef Wan if you work hard, if you believe in the thing you are doing, your passion, right? Like Chef Wan, he has a passion in cooking, and he felt that even though with an accounting degree, he would want to start something different. It is fine and totally possible if you work hard for your dreams. And you can be as successful as Chef Wan. Kenny G, some of you listened to Kenny G's music before. He's a very famous saxophone player. He was also an accounting graduate like Chef Wan, but then after that he found his passion and career in music and became very successful in doing a lot of concerts, music albums for his composed music, right? So, doesn't mean if you're an accounting graduate, you cannot do anything different in your career later. If you believe in your passion and you work hard in that area, you definitely can be as successful as Chef Wan and Kenny G. So, do you think you have what it takes to be an ACCA member or a chartered accountant? Do you think you have what it takes? Right, let me show you role models, younger role models that are relevant to all of you. Right, Miss Siti Aisha, she was the 7th global top affiliate in Malaysia, but 7th globally in June 2013 exams. And she studied her ACCA qualification UITM, currently working for BDO Malaysia Tax Division. Okay, why was she featured? Is because of her outstanding results. She was ranked 7th globally and the top in Malaysia for that examinations. She was also featured in the newspaper in Malaysia. She was from a humble background. Her parents are just peniaga pasar malam. But that does not stop her to study hard and eventually getting recognized for being the best 7th student in the world and the best student in Malaysia for ACCA examinations, right? Miss Fong Mien is also another outstanding ACCA member, completed her ACCA exams by self-study within 3 years in June 2014. And besides having a qualification such as ACCA, she's also very active in her other interest areas, like participated in Miss Global International Malaysia 2013 and emerged as a finalist, National Chess Champion for Malaysia, represented Malaysia in Russia and Turkey, currently works in Deloitte and also have an active blog. So whoever tells you that an accounting student or an ACCA student does not have a life, you can always tell them they do have a very colorful life. Right? It depends on how you manage your time. If you have other passions, interests and hobbies, feel free to put your effort in there while still managing to complete your ACCA examinations. Right? This is proven by Miss Fong Mien. Mr. Ho Chan Wee ranked 2nd globally and top in Malaysia for the December 2014 exams, World Prize winner for paper P1, and currently is working for EY, Ernst & Young, under the Assurance Division. Ms. Jasmine Kaur studied part-time while working at PwC and managed to achieve World Prize for paper P1 for December 2013 and top affiliate in Malaysia, June 2015, right? Very outstanding individuals. Ms. Kimberly completed her exams in 2011, became a member in 2015. She also has a very active lifestyle, participated in MTU World Stage, Malaysia's Next Female Stand-Up Comic, and also represented Malaysia in beatboxing championships, right? Something that not very common, but she managed to represent Malaysia in such a niche hobby or passion. Mr. Johannes Johari, ACCA member as well. Before he became the Vice President of NASA Group of Companies, he was exposed to various banking and audit work in the different banks like Amanah Investment Bank, Hong Leong, HSBC. But from then on, he built his career and was recognized to be very capable, and then was hired to be the Financing and Investment Executive Chairman, private companies role, right? So if you want to be someone important in any organization in the future, you need to build your career step by step by having various valuable experiences and work hard and to be recognized as an outstanding personality for companies to hire you to be someone important, right? Miss Tan Hui Lin. She's also a very outstanding student because she received a scholarship to study ACCA which she completed in 2015. Right? She was a survivor of domestic abuse. She was splashed acid on her face by her own father. The picture you see her here is after several plastic surgeries, right? And that does not stop her to study hard and working hard for the qualification, and then receiving a scholarship to study. Currently has passed out and working in audit in Penang, having a great life, right? So no matter what background you're from or what situation you're in, don't let that stop you from achieving your dreams. That's my point. Yeah, you can work hard despite all the difficulties you're facing. One day you can be as successful as any of these students.